The church bells rang as Emily Larson stood in her wedding gown, the lace veil framing her trembling smile. At 25, she was about to marry James Carter, her high school sweetheart, in a picturesque Virginia chapel packed with guests. But as she approached the altar, a familiar figure emerged from the crowd. Sophie Reynolds, James's first love, radiant in a soft pink dress. Sophie's voice cut through the murmurs, revealing a secret Emily had buried for years. Sophie's leg injury forced her to leave for treatment abroad before their senior year finals, and Emily had promised to keep it from James to protect his focus. James's face twisted with betrayal. "You schemed to tear us apart," he roared, seizing Emily's throat. In the chaos, he shoved her, and she tumbled down the marble steps, a shattered stained glass shard piercing her neck. Blood pooled as her vision faded, Sophie's smug smile the last thing she saw. When Emily awoke, it was 1:30 a.m., the night before her sets, Sophie shaking her awake, demanding silence about her departure. This time, Emily wouldn't be the doormat. She'd shatter their lies and reclaim her life. Maplewood Heights was a faded suburban enclave, its cracked sidewalks and aging condos masking the drama within. Emily, a diligent student, lived under her mother's thumb, forced to cater to Sophie, her cousin, who'd been pampered since childhood. Sophie, the daughter of Emily's late uncle, played the victim, manipulating everyone with her fragility. James, the town's golden boy, adored Sophie, blaming Emily for their separation. In her past life, Emily's silence cost her everything. Reborn at 18, armed with memories of betrayal, she vowed to break free. Sophie's voice was sharp in the dim bedroom. "Emily, I'm leaving tomorrow for surgery abroad. Don't tell James it'll ruin his SATs." Emily's coat on makeshift bed, since Sophie claimed her room creaked as she sat up. The pain of her past life's death throbbed in her neck. Rage surged. She slapped Sophie hard, the sound echoing. "You selfish brat," Emily hissed, grabbing her hair. Sophie yelped, but Emily pinned her to the floor, landing another blow. "Wake me up for your drama. Tomorrow's my SATs." Sophie's face swelled, her pleas ignored. "This is what you deserve." Emily's mother, Diane, burst in, pulling Emily off. "What's wrong with you?" she shrieked, shoving Emily against a dresser. Blood trickled from Emily's forehead. Years of resentment erupted. "I'm done being your slave," Emily screamed, smearing blood across her face. "Sophie's your princess, and I'm nothing. I'm begging you let me live," Diane faltered, but her gaze shifted to Sophie, cradling her cheek. "Nonsense, Emily. Sophie's sick." "Stop this," Emily laughed bitterly. "Sick? She's a leech." "I'm done." Her father, Richard, silent as always, muttered, "Go to bed." "You've got tests tomorrow." Emily slammed the door, heart racing. She wouldn't let them win again. At dawn, Emily ignored her phone buzzing with James's furious texts. "What did you do to Sophie? What's that post?" Her cryptic status, "Some secrets aren't worth keeping," had sparked his rage. She blocked him, refusing to play his game. At the SAT center, she let her forehead wound bleed slightly, catching a reporter's eye. "I'm hopeful," she said, voice shaky. "College means no more getting hit for my cousin's sake." The clip went viral, painting Diane as a neglectful mother. Neighbors whispered as Emily limped home, her defiance growing. Lunch was tense. Diane confronted her. "What's with the interview? You shamed us." Emily smirked. "Truth hurts, Mum." "Sophie's gonna still want to hit me." Diane raised her hand, but Richard stopped her. "She's testing, Diane." "Enough," Emily scoffed. "Wow, you remember I exist." Too late, she stormed out, falling down the rickety stairs in a scuffle with Diane. Blood soaked her jeans from a gash on her knee. "Not dead yet," she taunted, laughing through the pain. A neighbor rushed her to the hospital, where she missed her remaining SATs. James, tooth, skipped his, chasing Sophie to the airport with flowers, posting a sappy tribute. "You're my everything, Emily," munching hospital chicken, rolled her eyes. Let them crash and burn. Discharged, Emily returned to her late grandmother's rural cottage, unearthing $5,000 hidden in a wallet gift from the only person who loved her. Using memories of future stock surges, she invested in tech startups, turning thousands into millions. She bought a cheap smartphone, opened a brokerage account, and bet big on World Cup matches. She recalled Germany's win, Argentina's runner-up. Her wealth hit $8 million, but she stayed low-key, fearing attention. Diane sent no money, assuming Emily would beg. Instead, Emily thrived, cooking with her grandmother's stored rice and selling peaches from her orchard. Back at school, retaking her senior year, Emily earned a scholarship. James, now sullen, accused her of ruining Sophie's reputation. "You're heartless," he spat. Emily laughed. "Heartless? You harassed me before my sats for her." Look in the mirror, her friend Clara, a feisty classmate, defended her. "You're the creep, James," he stormed off, kicking a desk. Clara grinned. His unraveling, Emily nodded, plotting her next move. At a class reunion, Emily learned James had sent Sophie most of his part-time earnings, neglecting his studies. His grades plummeted, his family furious. Another classmate, Lucas Hayes, quietly handed Emily a gift card. "For meals," he said, blushing. Clara teased, "That's from Lucas, not James." "He's been helping you since junior year," Emily froze. Lucas, the top student, had secretly funded her cafeteria card, not James. "I never said it was mine," James muttered, leaving in shame. Lucas's kindness stirred something in Emily, but fear of repeating past mistakes kept her guarded. Emily's wealth grew to $20 million, but she hid it, fearing Sophie's greed. Sophie, now in the US, demanded James's support, draining him. When she cheated, James broke him to save her, only to return crippled and broke. Sophie abandoned him, her kidney failing, her face later scarred by James's acid attack. Emily watched their downfall with cold satisfaction, focusing on her studies. On Christmas, Emily's life nearly ended again. James, unhinged, kidnapped her in a parking garage, drugging her with a chloroform-soaked rag. She feigned unconsciousness, secretly dialing Lucas. At an abandoned textile mill, James, in a tattered suit, rambled about their unfinished wedding. "You ruined my life," he growled, dragging her to the roof. Emily screamed her location into the phone. Yunja Mill, abandoned. James slapped her, but she bit his hand, drawing blood. "You're insane," she spat. Lucas arrived, voice steady. "Let her go, James." "Take me instead," James laughed, tossing a knife. "Stab yourself twice, and I'll consider." Lucas didn't hesitate, plunging the blade into his side. Emily's scream echoed as blood soaked his sweater. "Enough," she cried, snapping her bound thumb to grab the knife, stabbing James's back. He staggered, and police sirens wailed. Emily rushed to Lucas, pressing his wounds. "Stay with me," she sobbed. He survived 6 hours of surgery, waking to Emily's tearful relief. James was sentenced to 20 years for kidnapping, assault, and Sophie's attack. Sophie, disfigured, vanished from Emily's life. Diane begged for forgiveness, but Emily, now a thriving business student, sent only monthly stipends, refusing contact. "My life's mine now," she told Clara. Lucas, recovering, became her anchor. One hospital night, she kissed him, admitting, "It's not gratitude, it's love." His shy smile sealed their bond. Years later, Emily ran a tech empire, her grandmother's cottage a sanctuary. Lucas, a researcher, stood by her. Sophie and James were forgotten, their lives a cautionary tale. Emily's dream of her past life, Lucas's desperate attempts to save her faded. She'd broken free, her scars proof of survival. What do you think of this story? Have you faced betrayal or fought for justice? Share below. Does vengeance heal, or does forgiveness? Let's debate fairness and redemption.